Hey guys, Brothers Jackson here. I just want to start this video off by giving you some news. It's not going to affect my videos too much at the minute, but it's to do with the channel. Basically, I had an external hard drive that had all my stock footage on it, all my old videos, all my audio files for every video I've ever done, and all the unedited audio files with all the mistakes I've made and everything in it, and the hard drive is broken. I'm trying to get it repaired at the minute. Thankfully, one of the main things that I needed, which was the audio, as in the music, my music files, I actually had them on another folder. So I still have creepy music in the background, and the stock footage is being reused from some of my other videos at the moment. Hopefully I can get it repaired, hopefully everything will be fine, but I'm just letting you guys know, because if I'm honest, I'm not upset per se, but I'm a bit gutted about it, a bit downtrodden about it, because it basically means the history of the channel is kind of in limbo at the minute, suspended in limbo. But we'll see what happens, because I was going to start in time uploading the unedited audio files, so you could like hear where I made mistakes, you know, have a bit of a laugh. But as it stands, my hard drive is broken, but it could get repaired. Anyway, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas or a Happy Holidays, or however you choose to spend the time over this period. I myself will be tucking into a massive Christmas dinner, and for now, enjoy the second instalment of a Krampus story. This one's called I Thought It Was Santa Who Was Visiting Me. Cheers, guys. Just like every other kid around Christmas time, I was super excited about Santa, the food, and all the presents that I was expecting. Through many of my childhood years, I also shared another trait with the millions of excited kids all over the globe. I wanted to see Santa. In this respect, I was probably a bit more mischievous than most kids, as I would spend the night of Christmas Eve setting up a lot of my toys as booby traps in an attempt to catch the elusive fat man. So it was Christmas Eve when I was 10, and growing older, my traps became more and more intricate and dangerous. I was put to bed at around 8 PM with a Christmas film on, presumably so my parents could sort out all of my presents, and before I knew it, I had fallen to sleep. I had always been determined to stay up all through the night on high alert to spot St. Nick, but I always fell short. Realistically, I fell to sleep as early as 10 PM. I woke up late that night to the sound of hooves on the roof. It couldn't be. Could it? After all these years of hoping and scheming, I wasn't finally going to catch a glimpse of Santa by chance, was I? I sat up in my bed, tuning all my senses to the roof above. I quickly realised that I needed to pretend to be asleep in case he saw me awake. I flung my head against a duck feather pillow on my bed and pulled the covers up past my chin. I waited, almost giggling at the excitement that stirred inside of me. I heard him on the stairs, slowly and silently making his way up to the landing. I heard him cross the landing and stop outside my bedroom door. I was practically beaming as the hallway light spilled across my bedroom floor and an elongated shadow cut through it like a knife. Santa. His shadow grew with each step he took, growing over me. I clenched my eyes shut, but even with them closed, I knew when he was stood next to my bed. I could almost feel his gaze, but it didn't feel good. It didn't feel jolly either. Though my eyes were closed, I felt a fear within me. Santa stood there for a long time, unmoving. Only the sound of his sharp, shallow breaths could be heard. Maybe he knew I was awake. I tried to play it cool. I didn't want to just open my eyes. Seeing Santa was uncharted territory and I didn't know what could happen. But still, he never moved. That was until I felt a cold, sharp object scratch the surface of my forehead from top to bottom. I flinched a little. It was unexpected. The skin on my forehead crinkled, potentially giving me away. As I flinched, there came a short, shallow laugh. Not jolly, not friendly. It was dark and depressive, sounding like an old factory struggling back to life. This wasn't Santa. I was so sure. I lay still, shaking slightly, trying to comprehend what was happening. Whoever was stood next to my bed leant over me, close to my face, and breathed. It stank of garlic and sewage and all things nasty. Then, they shrieked. It sounded like a dying crow and a pig oinking as it slowly roasted. It was horrifying. I let out a soft whimper and this thing's mouth snapped shut. I dared peep, lifting one eyelid slightly. It was studying me. And it wasn't Santa. I don't even think it was human. What it was, I don't know. But boy was it horrific. 2 winding horns like that of a ram protruded from its sunken black skull of a head. Instead of a nose made from cartilage, there were 2 holes like that on a skeleton. Piercing red eyes, bright like burning coals, illuminated the area of its face and reflected the terror in mine. Its lips were 2 thin, black slivers. Then, when opened, housed 3, yes, 3 rows of jagged and crooked teeth. He stood on 2 legs, cloven hooves at the bottom, the sound of which I mistook for Santa's big boots, and it wore a billowing cloak that seemed to be gaseous and almost non-tangible. The jig was up. My eyes were wide open. This thing, this creature, it fluidly bounded from the floor and latched onto the wall above my head, looking down on me like a vicious insect eyeing its prey. It opened its gargantuan mouth to reveal those fear-provoking teeth, and I screamed until my throat was coarse and gritty. The beast seemed startled, and as I heard my mum and dad get out of bed, it disappeared, dissolving into the ceiling of my bedroom. I told my parents everything. They naturally believed it was a nightmare and dismissed it. Despite the scars it left on me mentally, I still just had to get on with life and try not to think about it every Christmas Eve, or every night for that matter. In my later years, I've read that it could have been sleep paralysis. It could have been. Over time, it's hard to tell if it was or not, though I was able to move. I'm just not too sure what it was. Edit. Many of you guys have suggested it could have been Krampus. Again, this is possible in my opinion, though what I saw that night doesn't match the descriptions of what I saw to a T, hence why I'd never even heard of Krampus till you guys mentioned him. There are some striking resemblances. I don't think I'll ever know for sure though. It was so long ago and I was so young, and in my adult life, I don't really know much about folklore, ghosts, or the paranormal, and if you guys introducing me to Krampus is anything, there could be some other beast, ghost, or demon that matches the description perfectly, and I just haven't stumbled across it yet. In any case, I appreciate all your suggestions. Hey guys, Brothers Jackson here. I know a lot of you in the comments were saying you liked the longer videos, and believe me, there are a lot more coming. I just wanted to get this video out because it's Christmas, and this was literally one of the only Christmassy true stories that I had going about. There is another Christmas story I had that I wrote myself, but I'll probably narrate that next year, because I want to do a second draft of it and polish it up a bit. But this one was the only one that I had to hand, because basically I'm always looking for scary stories, and I'm always sourcing them and getting them and stuff, and I have just a big collection in folders ready for to narrate for specific videos. That's why a lot of my videos in categories. So longer videos are coming, but also going back to that, I am thinking of now and again just doing a few videos where it's a bit of a pick and mix and a mix and match sort of video, where it's 5 stories from a mix of subjects paranormal, real, stuff like that, all mixed into one video. But anyway, yeah, so longer videos are going to become more of a staple on the channel. Next week's video is 2 true scary treasure hunt stories, or treasure stories, something along those lines. It's not as long as the Swedish stories, but still quite long, because both the stories are quite long stories. And then after that, it's 5 true scary stories from my home city, which I'm hoping is going to be about the same length as the Swedish one, maybe a little shorter, maybe a little longer, I don't know yet. I've not actually narrated that one, I've just got the stories ready. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to be notified when these new videos are coming out. As I say, have a Merry Christmas or a Happy Holidays, or however you choose to spend your time over this period. Have a great time. Thank you so much for all your support, and keep on watching my videos, guys, because I make them for you. So peace out.